Choy Chun Wei is an artist whose predilections and ideals of art are based predominantly on design language. An articulate and demanding artist, Chun Wei is never one to rest on his laurels, constantly seeking to develop and improve himself as an artist. Already an established artist in the Malaysian art scene, Choy Chun Wei's works are much sought after by Malaysian public collections as well as international collectors. As an art educator, Chun Wei believes that education cultivates growth of one's curious mind through material handling. It unfolds many authentic and meaningful views of life experience. His collage works have occasionally been misconstrued as being located within the premise of abstraction. However, the intent of the artist was to use this abstraction as an entry point for viewers to partake in his pictorial dialogue. Through the compactness and tensions created from placement of different mediums on a canvas, his works possess a tactile quality. This constant need to experiment with and discover new materials lends his work an edge which deviate from the conventional or expected. Material and material culture are therefore also important considerations in his practice, highlighting the influence of seeing as a crucial element in the identification of texts and found objects within his dense, intricate collages. Isolated, disconnected, fragmented, these are recurring themes that have encompassed our lives over the last year due to the pandemic. These sentiments are also encapsulated and expressed through Choy Chun Wei's new series and solo exhibition, Encountering Masked Men, which was presented at Wailing Gallery last year. Geometrical elements that depict facets of the suburban, as well as magazine headlines that resonate with our consumer-driven society, were ever present in his past series. However, it was only through the series that portraits became a dominant aspect to Choy Chun Wei's work. Framed inside rectangular outlines, these faceless portraits, which bear no facial expressions, serve as symbolisms. They are representations of individuals being trapped and consumed inside their mobile or computer screens of the virtual world. Thus, as Chun Wei's work grew more complex and mature over the years, his observations of the human condition allowed him to become more attuned to the understanding of human behavior. Through Encountering Masked Men, the artist began recognizing the sentimental aspects of being under the lockdown. Especially with our heavy use of technology as a way of coping with the strange conditions, be it for working, connecting with people, or as a form of entertainment. The portraits are completed with typed symbols that represent facial features such as the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Interestingly, the visual inspiration behind these portraits is his own early work, Self-Portrait, made in 1999, whereby the artist painted a textual portrait of himself consisting merely of 2 dots, a dash, and the letter P. In creating his portraits for the series, Chun Wei was also inspired by this popular texting style known as emoticon years before the modern emoji found in smartphones today became a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, materiality is something that working as an artist that I prefer to communicate with. Basically, I have the preference for the method of collage, but as well as with the layering of paint. So in this Masked Men series, it is actually a continuity from the previous body of works, and they are all very tactile and very robust surface, and they are kind of a reflection via the materiality that I actually reconfigured from the found as well as the common art materials. So in this latest Maskman series, I wanted to convey a sense of longing, actually, due to the loss of touch with fellow friends, fellow students, that it is kind of is actually being theorized as new normal, but still it's just a term, and it is not normal. We live in the physical world, and physical contact is very important. I really treasure that as an educator and as well as an artist. So when that is cut off, it creates a kind of a little bit of tension in me, in my reflection. So my work in the Maskman series is, to my best ability, through the materials, as what I've been doing all this while, kind of reveal something that I had inside, the loss. So I wanted to materialize that feeling of loss. I want to materialize that feeling of disconnection. So I do not want to agree to the new normal. But on a practical level, I have to. But on the inside, I have that desire to bring out that feelings, that thinking, and yeah. So I hope that embodiment of such sentiments will come out as a living soul going through such a horrible time. Working as an artist, the knowledge that I started to understand is working in that kind of integrated manner, more and more so. And I get a bit frustrated because in these COVID times, it's like, well, everybody going to Wi-Fi, everybody going online, everybody going to all these mechanics and infrastructure that propel the kind of delivery that is very much biased towards the visuality of screens. I mean, everything is on the glass, through the glass, and so to speak, that kind of make me curious, actually, or maybe triggered me to express something. But it's not new. It is something that has been going on many years. I mean, artists has been always doing the balancing act when things are a little bit off balance, right, so to speak, with materials and with the way we communicate, the way we actually relate to each other. So it is that streamlining situation of screen-based communication. It is also about that I have this longing for the recovery of the lost physical touch, especially when I'm teaching. So I'm like being amputated in certain ways, you know. So that became my subject. That became my trigger point for the human symbolic faces to come over in this Maskman series. That's why I kind of titled it Maskman, you know. Before that, I don't have really obviously making faces or figures onto my work. So I kind of like it to be more indirect. But in this case, I wanted that oval shapes. I wanted that the graphic eyes. I wanted that mechanization of faces. I wanted that assembly line of faces to be obvious. And as well as there are numbers as well. I think they are kind of symbolic elements that I kind of pull it together consciously. If you look at the window in the night sky, I mean, not many people notice it, but I kind of like put it subtly to have beautiful graphic numbers kind of peppering around the surface, in between the space of that boxes and rectangles that contain those human faces. Yeah, so these form of these components are crucial for me to kind of project, hopefully, kind of the impression for the meanings. what is happening is that I look back at my old work, and then that one piece, one off work that is coming back because it's a face, but it's a face of emoticon. So why I did that? I just been trying to be cheeky when I entered our scene, and I want to do something on canvas that is pretty against what it is supposed to be, paint on canvas and stuff like that. So I draw actually those elements onto the canvas, and but then when I see that, I think it's like a mask. It is like a sign of times, and I think that it is also suitable for me to progress to the current series, because I wanted to project the longing. I wanted to project that disconnection between human beings, but I do not want to do it in a fashion that is of a chiaroscuro, of a three-dimensionality. I want it two-dimensionality, and I want it to be like a skin, like a mask. So I developed that further onto the paintings as community of faces. Yeah. So in terms of material, of course, it's different because it's collage, the current ones, and paintings. It is much more layered, and it is much more, I would say, more painting than before. There was, I don't know what they call it, drawing on canvas, but there is a connection between the past and the present. There's a connection. I mean, in art, there is this beauty of looking back and then bring it forth. So that oscillation, that kind of flow is pretty fertile for such thinking towards the material. And of course, I wanted that to be significant because I don't want to show faces with masks and all that, such cliches that's going on. I wanted to talk about in essence, we are relational, biologically relational beings, and we are also lost. We are also fragmentized by the screens. We are fragmentized in a way. I mean, not all bad about technology, but it just happened that I just been thrown into such a state to just deal with it, to survive with technology, or else everything being thrown out. So that became that trigger point for expression. I don't use this brush. I don't use brush. I mean, use brush for the grounding, but then on top of it is a print touch. You actually take. I collect a lot of cards, right? So I took some of the cards and then some of the thrown away cards for some of the found cards. I always like to use cards because there's different quality of the cards, and then you dab onto the paint and you create lines. So sometimes you get that kind of line that slash across the faces in a subtle way that it gives that kind of very fragile quality lines, even though it's firm, as well as there's a sense of physicality by that kind of mark. So I always like to say my works about mark making. This is making variety of marks that create meanings. So I construct marks over the surface. So with that, the window, the face, and the line, they are all correlating to kind of evoke certain quality. Yeah. So yes, there are kind of lines over it, and also they are kind of, I think they are reddish lines as well. I don't know which piece, but somehow in some of the works there are some reddish lines that are kind of suggesting a little bit of the presence of the warmth, but struggling within that space of the blue. Yeah. So that is some of the kind of mark making that I consciously wanted it to be constructed. Yeah. Actually, the portraits can be seen as this multitude of faces. They are also me, and the extension of me in that they're being repeatedly anxious because the symbol of the eyes is stress, is not relaxed, is tense, and also some pieces, not just the window and the night sky, they're intentionally left to be incomplete. So almost that that the incomplete features is part of the mention of the impression of us being, well, fragile. I mean, we are always being fragile, but then this pandemic itself like make it a little bit more obvious that you have to deal with your inside. I mean, you are like, limited in many ways. So you are kind of forced to reflect. I mean, and I look at the faces as they are like mechanical, they're streamlined, but they are also fragile. Yeah. So we become materials itself. We are becoming the materials that we churn out in our environment, and we are becoming like the materials, like the behavior of materials. So I don't want to say too much about it because sometimes I had that in my head, but the thing is, through the effects and through the making the effects, that I hope it will say to the layers. I do not want to spell out everything.
Chun Wei believes that abstraction has the power of conveying emotions. However, he also mentioned that the series also expresses a feeling of nostalgia and a sense of happiness from communicating and regrouping with others. Like a blessing in disguise, this pandemic has also allowed him to cherish certain memories and re-establish meaningful connections. This hopeful way of looking at this situation is expressed by the vibrant palette of blue, turquoise, red and yellow, as well as dynamic textures combining smooth and robust surfaces. In most of his past works, the artist would place himself as an observer. However, this time, the artist went inwards as he tried to understand what he's been feeling inside.